Let's you can put. Okay. Good morning, you guys. I hope this is showing correct. So, since we talked about this last night on my live, I decided to hold this phone up so you can come with me on my walk. Look over there. I don't know if you can see that. It's a hot air balloon in the sky. They have hot air balloon rides every day. So here is what I'm walking on with my very cushy Nike sneakers. Don't ask me the type because I don't know. But I just wanted to share this with you all. It's not as cold as it was yesterday, but that could be because I dressed a little bit warmer. So there are a lot of kind of like dead end streets. So if we went all the way to this end of the street, it would dead end. You'd have to come back. Okay. I am going to be going uphill for this portion. So bear with the heavy breathing. Uh, this street is not as interesting. They are still constructing some houses here. So this neighborhood, in my opinion, outside of Centro, is one of the oldest kind of housing developments or neighborhoods in San Miguel. And there are a lot of houses, like grand houses, and even older style home. Like this one is called a House of Horses. Look, so that's sort of how it looks. Yeah, this is like the House of Horses. As you can see, let me see if I can zoom out a little. Nope. So today I'm going to walk down the street I love, the area that I really like, because it's a little flatter. And I'm sure you'll get tired of my heavy breathing if I were to go the other way. So we're going to take a left at this street coming up. I don't know really the names of any of them except the one I live on. So I don't know if you can see that. It's like the San Miguel Castle. It's huge. I thought it was a country club because there's a golf course neighborhood up here, but it's someone's house or someone's castle. Hi, Kathy. Yes, it was challenging, but we're gonna do it, right? Yes, I miss you and Erica on our walk. So I am going the route that we went. I actually went to the end of that road, and it ends up turning into kind of like a cul-de-sac. I went to the end of it a few times. The thing is I'm not sure if I'll have reception that whole time, but we'll see. So cute. It's a little bouncy. Just hope I don't fall. So don't ask me about this house because I don't, well, castle, look how big it is. I'll stop for a second so you can see it. As the story goes, one person lives there. That's what I've heard. I really don't know for sure. Yeah. So, see, I hope this isn't too bouncy for you all. So, in my opinion, this neighborhood is, or was, I should say, just a lot of land that people sold, whoever owned it. And anyone who purchased just kind of came and built massive homes or built whatever the style home they were interested in building. So for the most part, the colors are very San Miguel. I think that's required. You have to use like natural stones. This one is maybe for sale or for rent. You have to use, most people use a lot of natural materials when building their home. And, there will be dogs that will probably bark at us along the way. Here's one that's really cute. Actually, I think that's a friend of mine's house. So you can see a lot of the stone walls, and then there's a lot of metal that's used for the doors and windows. Yeah. And then cement block is kind of the norm for building here. I don't know that I've seen any homes like this. House is either under construction or they're remodeling. It looks like it might be under construction. Yeah. This one's very modern. It's pretty nice, pretty modern. I like this house too. It has a little Asian kind of style to it. These dogs usually bark at me. Maybe not today, because I hope we say hello. Yeah. So this neighborhood has a lot of homes that take up a lot of land, and also there's usually a lot of yard and plants and things. So it's really beautiful. I love this house on the corner. Oh, I don't know about the inside, but I love that they have these aloe vera plants. Every now and then I come to get a little piece, I'll go this way so you can see the park, Kathy, if you're still on. We walked through when we were here. So walk this way. I wore my turtleneck today, you all. There's another home. Most houses are also behind tall walls or some sort of security wall. It's kind of the norm here. Let's see, where's the park? A little further down. So we'll end up getting to the other side of this street, but I'm going to go around and hopefully I'll have a reception or something, maybe celebrating Day of the Dead or to scare birds. Who knows? There are tons of bougainvilleas as well. It's like probably one of the more popular plants that you'll see here in SMA. These are beautiful. I love this color. Okay, here is the park. It's not a big park. But, okay, I'm kind of zooming by. But this house is for sale. I think it is set up to have, well, no, this was 3 stories. I keep thinking it was 3 separate houses, but it's three floors. Hi. Yeah. Oh, here comes Big Mama. There's Big Mama. They're so loud. Okay, so this park has a lot of very interesting structures. Um, it's beautiful. It feels a little bit like not quite surrealism, but just, they just placed whatever felt good to them in the park. These are mesquite trees. You'll see a lot of those here. I know that a lot of people used to cut those down, and I think it's somewhat prohibited now to cut mesquite trees and use it as firewood without permission. So here's another structure. And this park was recently built. It's a little turtle. I know there's an elephant, I think, no, there's a bear on the other side and an elephant somewhere around. But it's sort of a breeze through type park. Um, this is not the way that I'm walking every day, but it is beautiful. Another structure. I think they're still working on it. And that's the other side. This is the other side. Oh, there's the elephant. And, there are a lot of little things like this kind of laying around. This is very popular, this style of building here in the guest house. We have a few ceilings. They're called Boveda ceilings, and I think they use kind of the same style. So there's the railroad track. Uh, I'm not going to walk down the street, but I'm going to peek down the street on the right because when Kathy was here, we saw a couple horses grazing. Not sure if they're there today, and they're not. Okay, so we're going to go this way. I think this house is for sale. It takes up the whole block. The whole block. I think it's for sale. Okay, so this park is called Parque de la Presa because we are close to La Presa, which is the lake. That's what that means. Yeah, so this house goes on for a minute. And like I said, a lot of the homes here, probably the lots were sold a while ago. And we're going to go down this street up here on the left. So that's the street that I was on, the opposite side. Good morning, Monica. Thank you and welcome. Kathy, I'm coming up if you're still on the jasmine. So do you all see this jasmine bush on the left-hand side? It smells so amazing. I'll let this car and motorcycle pass. And look at the sun. It's so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to turn left in a minute, just past the street, but I wanted to share this with you. If you could smell this, it's a whole jasmine bush. It is so yummy. Okay, so the road that I'm walking down is called Pedro Paramo. And this is nice because it's a little flatter. My hands are getting cold. Just pulled my turtleneck sweater over my hands. This is more of like a rolling hill setup. And it's very quiet, except when the train passes. And not too many people. Some dogs. Most are behind the fence or gate. Here's like a whole lot that's probably for sale. It's all fenced in. Yes, it smells amazing. So, yeah, this is probably for sale. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to get real close. Let's see if my camera adjusts. There's the hot air balloon. So nice. So if that's your thing, you can certainly do that. Um, okay, so up there beyond this lot is another neighborhood. I think it's called, uh, gosh, um, I know I'm not getting this right. I think that's a part of the Malinkeen and maybe Campeche neighborhood. Not 100% sure, but the Malinkeen is development that is on a golf course. So there are several of those here in SMA, and once or twice per day. Okay, now we're going to start losing connectivity. I hope the connection. If it doesn't, I will try to keep recording and see if it will upload when I get back. So here's a man for a baby to sleep. That house is under construction up there, or two houses. Actually, one is finished. Here's another park. We'll do. There's also a horse ranch up here on the left. They're called Coyote Canyon, and they do horseback riding. They also do hot air balloon, zip line, uh, horse treks that are going through a canyon that's somewhat close by. What else? I feel like I'm missing one thing. Here's another kind of a park. It's a little rough. And they also do horseback riding through town. You can do like a bar crawl. Not sure how I feel about that. Here's another home. They're building something right there, but most of it's done. And I want to show you all this, let's see here, cactus. Um, so this is a popular fruit here that's called tuna. You can, I don't know if you can, that's that. So there are two or three little dogs up here that like to come out and, I want to say, greet me. They're very cute. So this is the horse ranch that they have. I think they train horses. They do everything horse here. I remember when we came to do House Hunters. This is the company that allowed us to use their horses and do some filming. So it's really a ranch, like a hacienda. So let's see what else. Okay, I think we're getting more into the area where we will lose connectivity, but I will try. Maybe tomorrow, if I get on with you, I will just go uphill because the other route is more uphill and there will be lots of heavy breathing. I don't know if you can see the mountains beyond, but it's really beautiful. And this is kind of what you get when you're driving around San Miguel at a higher elevation. You get a lot of the mountains in the backdrop. Yeah. So you see these properties are an entire block. Yeah. Kathy, if you're still on, we're coming up on the house that we stopped at when we came out last time. Yeah, this one's for sale. Coldwell Banker, Christina Valencia. Very cute. Definitely has established vegetation. And this area and street is super quiet. Really not a lot going on. So if I walk to the end, it's pretty much a cul-de-sac. Can't see too much of this house here on the right either. There's another mesquite tree. Okay, so I decided to head back because it keeps. You can still hear me. I'm not sure if it's recording. Approximately 10 minutes by car. It's the getting out of the neighborhood that makes it seem so far, because there are a lot of streets you have to kind of turn on to get to the main street that takes you out of here. And then when you get on the main highway, you then have to go down to the light and make a U-turn to get to Central. So as I was saying before this cut out, it's not really that far from Central. It's just the way the roads have been engineered. It takes a little bit to get in and out of things and places. And with this neighborhood, they have made it really like enclosed, like a development, even though it wasn't a planned development initially. But there are a lot of walls and dead end roads, so there's no exit except the main entrance that I know of. I think there's one other way, but there's just kind of the one that most people are using to get in and out. So that's what kind of makes it seem farther away from Central, but it's actually not far at all. It's just the route to get in and out. Yeah. And I always kind of chuckle when people say, "Oh, it's so far, San Miguel." And I just laugh to myself, because I think that people get really cozy, like a bug in the rug here, with how small the town is and the conveniences of living in this town. By the way, I was saying earlier, this is my vet's house here on the left. They're the vet that put my doggy to sleep. I don't know if that came through. I saw him putting his trash out about a week ago. Very nice. Their family is really sweet, and they were just so kind. But yeah, so it's not that hard to get around SMA. Central is ideal, clearly, if you don't have a car. I think most people that live out here have vehicles. If you have a home out here, it's definitely more convenient to have a car. Is it necessary? Not really. I mean, you can have a driver that can pick you up for about $6 to $7 per ride, which can add up if you are leaving your house often. But if you're only going out a few times a week, I think it's not too bad. And yes, comparing it with the US, a lot of people that live here say, don't compare, the prices to the US because it's Mexico. And they have a good point. But if you're coming from the US, that's just a natural thing to do, is to make that comparison. So Hey, buenos dias, Abril. Yes, yes, indeed. We're getting closer to the jasmine bush. I guess it would be a vine, a bush. I'm trying to grow my jasmine, but it seems like it's struggling. I think I need to put it in the ground. It's in a pot right now. It doesn't seem to be, hey, it just doesn't seem to be thriving. So this lot is for sale. If you are interested, there's the sign. Probably the whole thing all the way to the end, which is pretty massive. There's the knickknack house. It feels very welcoming. It just feels fun. Yeah, a lot of things. Oh. Thank you for joining us. Yes, we chatted about this a little bit on my live last night. And so I got up and said, I will take you all on my morning walk. This is just one of the routes that that I discovered. I like this one because it's more rolling hill. Trying not to these cobblestones. Do you see that? So at least I can walk on this. But yeah, so at least I can walk on this. But yeah, this is for my hips, but I'm doing it. Yeah. So we're gonna go back a little bit of a different route so you can see more. I think the connection will stay on. And here's one of my doggies. Hi, buenos dias. I know, I know. He's so cute. He's like, I did my duty. Goodbye. Okay, here's the jasmine bush. I just want to hang. Let me. I like this. How it reminds me. So there, oleanders, oleanders. Looks very Grecian up there and pretty. So this is the house that has all of the aloe vera plants. Every now and then, I get a leg. So that's the inside. Again, I don't want to be too invasive here. And this is a development. I am not sure if it's the Malinquine, the back of the Malinquine, maybe, which is the golf course neighborhood I mentioned earlier. Yeah. So look at all of these amazing aloe vera plants. It goes on for the whole block. So I'm going to, let's see, what time is it? I will walk this way. I have to be back in about 15 minutes. Unavoidable. And birds. There are lots of birds. By the way, Kathy, if you're still on, I discovered the squawking bird yesterday. 2 landed on my roof, and they are those yellow birds. They're kind of medium sized with a black stripe kind of around their eyes. And they are so loud. They sound like, the black birds that we always see around squabbling. And 2 landed. They were talking to each other. They saw me, and then they flew away. And here's the castle house. If you can see it from here. Let's see. Look on this thing. Yeah. Again, I don't know the story behind it, but there it is. Some mornings it's quite majestic because it's foggy, and depending on where you see it, it almost looks like It's from a movie. It's really lovely. Try to walk on a flatter surface for 2 seconds. To go back and make some pancakes for my little. Buenos dias. Here's another potential lot for sale. Doesn't have a for sale sign, but yeah. And I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of the houses, not all, the way they're constructed in Mexico, and probably a lot in happening this way in cities, they're right next to each other, just like this. The separation is the color. So it's very common to really be butted up right against your neighbor's house, and some houses have a little bit of a yard in the front or the back, or if it's kind of like a hacienda style home, then you would have a courtyard or something. All right, I'm going to let you see the castle home. There it is. You're probably watching me watch them. And I'm not sure what they're building here, but it looks like a new development, maybe. Even the sign doesn't look very new. San Miguelito del Lago. There's a doggy wandering. Okay, so we're going back a different way. I have to walk up. Gotta walk up and get home. I think I'll make it in 11 minutes, but I'll try. There are some developments in this neighborhood as well. I have another client who lives in, what is it called? Antigua, but there are, I think, 2 or 3 Antiguas. The one in Los Feliz is recently built. It's pretty nice. I haven't been inside a unit, just heard a lot of positive things about it. There are units inside that are for rent, but most places are for rent by a private owner. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you didn't like my video, please do. Thank you. To keep promoting that. So I believe they are building another development next to this Antigua development. So within here, okay, I like this house too. Well, I like the idea of the house. It reminds me of something European, but not quite my style. But still cool. But yeah, they're building more developments inside. They don't have a lot of businesses inside Los Feliz. I think it has something to do with their voluntary HOA, meaning there's one restaurant and they recently opened one tiny kind of fruiteria, and that's it. So you have to kind of go out to get your goods. So that's the development up there on the left. Actually, that's the new one. You can see that over there in the corner, back left. Pet a cat. Yeah, I would prefer to pet a dog. I miss my doggy. I like cats, but I love dogs. All right, so heading back. Welcome, blub, blub, blub. Sorry if I didn't say that. Just saw the pet cat. Definitely warming up. I am warmed up. Okay, not too far. So over there, straight ahead and beyond, is La Presa, is the lake. And because we didn't get as much rain this year, it's kind of dried up it's not fully dried up, but um, it's somewhat dried up compared to what it used to be. So if we were a little higher up, you could see where the water actually is. I see it a little bit. And then they also had, I don't know what you would call it. I don't know if it was some form of algae. They look like lilies that were really taking over the lake last year. And I believe the ecological department came in and tried to remove it, but it was growing so aggressively. And I'm sure that drained a lot of the water as well. What I find interesting is you'll find when the water is receding that much, the animals, not just like birds and things, but cows and other animals, you'll see them out, way out, getting to the water. It also happens at the botanical garden, just called El Charco. There's a lake there as well. So I'll walk this way to get back. So some of these homes, like I said earlier, are new. Some are much older. They're still trying to figure out what this one is or what this is on the left. I have no idea, but it takes up the entire block. It's all the way to the end of the street. And looks like it could have been a gym for like, I don't know. I'm making stuff up because I don't know. But it looks like it could have been like a facility for competitions. So if you can see over there is the lake.